Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ringside Beer Show, episode 11.
Welcome back, guys. I don't know if you guys caught that. I was trying to take a swig of some of this water before we started.
We're gonna stay committed to this one. I told him that he was gonna go, but then he went and chickened out and got the water. So
yeah, I was like, oh, dude, I need
that's where I came.
My lips are all dry right now.
Anyways, guys, welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode.
Yes, we are super pumped to get into today's information, but we wanted to start off by reminding you guys about the giveaway.
Let's do it. We have the Khabib art giveaway painted by me. How do you enter? You subscribe to the Ringside Beer Show on YouTube, turn on notifications, comment Khabib in any of the videos on YouTube or our videos, and I believe what we said, repost the image.
Yeah, we also want you to include the option of reposting on your social media and tagging Ringside Beer. And then from there, the winner will be announced on October 27th, 2020. Just a reminder, the promotional giveaway is only shipping in the United States.
Yeah, and then this is the last week for you to enter. So
yeah, guys, this is the home
The
stretch.
odds of you winning this painting are very good. So let's just say that.
Yeah, honestly, just take advantage of what's in front of you, and this is such a great opportunity to get this nice painting. All you have to do is just those couple of steps.
Yeah.
And honestly, your odds are really in your favor.
Exactly, So
we wanted to change it up a little bit and also shout out our sponsors right away.
Right away.
So, Ringside Beer, since 2012, committed to bringing five fans quality lagers and ales. Brewed in Anaheim, California, Orlando, Florida, and Queensbury, New York. Ringside Beer is proud to offer both fresh beer in 16-ounce cans and on draft. Look for our flagship American-style lager, Irish-style red ale, or any of our other beers in your area. Shop at ringsidebeerstore.com for t-shirts, hats, and tap handles. Get in touch at ringsidebeer.com. Get in the ring, be ringside. Ringside Beer.
Ringside Beer, dude. I'm so glad to be back. I'm just getting back from a vacation again. Another vacation.
This guy, huh?
Hey, man, October is when I just go everywhere. So I'm just getting back from Texas, and man, it was nice to see everything kind of open up. Out here in the West Coast, everything's still on lockdown.
A little bit of a delay out this way, but awesome birthday weekend, so I heard.
Yes, it was, man. Got Texas barbecue, watched the fights. Played cornhole. I guess that was big in Texas, dude. I was like...
Oh, then I'd fit right in because we love cornhole on my side of town.
It was awesome. Also, we were in the casino, got some money, some birthday money. It went straight to bills, though.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, at this point, if you're up, that'd be the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I'm excited to get back right into the show, get back to normal, just get back everything to
get right back into that fight information. So we're going to get into a little bit of these current events. So welcome back, Alex.
Thank you.
First current event is the Conor versus Dustin, and they verbally agree. So what it says here is via Dana White. Conor said yes. Dustin said yes. Now it's a matter of getting the contract signed.
Now, what is going on? From all I've heard is that's all they agreed verbally, but no one signed anything yet.
Right. I think the issue is the date. I think Conor's not budging he wants to fight in 2020. I think he's not really budging on that. And Dana said it's the January 23rd card, or I don't know what to tell you. Because they're not going to let Conor not have his own card. They have to, right?
They have to. He's too big of a draw.
Too much draw, too much revenue, right?
Now, that's the other thing where I'm like, okay, if they are going to have a January 23rd, have they already picked the venue? Because they've been talking about Texas Cowboy Stadium.
No, these are all options that, I mean, it's still too early to say, right? We're in October. This is proposed for January.
Yeah.
So I think the scariest thing is there's too much time in between, and we really don't know what's going to happen in regards to the places that are available, the state athletic commissions that will allow these fights to happen. Because, I mean, let's be honest, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, so only, California, Nevada, Florida. There's only certain places in the United States that are willing to put on those shows at this time. So
Texas.
Texas is one as well. Yeah. I mean, but,
maybe
to involve fans, who knows?
I think even regardless, if you have the date, the backup plan, if, let's say, they can't do it in the United States, which probably won't happen in the United States. It would be in Abu Dhabi, wouldn't it?
Yes. Now, I think it makes more sense, right, for someone like Conor who's overseas.
Yeah.
Makes a little more sense for him to take a fight in Abu Dhabi. I really don't know the mindset of this guy. I don't know what makes him tick. I really don't. So I'm really concerned about why they can't just agree to the fight instead of it being an issue and a back and forth. I mean, back in the day, Conor used to be anybody, anytime, any place. I get you make a lot of money now, so this is the thing is like...
I think he's still somewhat like that, but now it's because the promotion knows that he's such a big draw that they will lose money if they have it right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. I mean, but I guess I would be a horrible business owner, but my whole thing is it takes a little money to make a little money. You kind of have to... You're going to have to compromise a little bit when it comes down to Conor McGregor because you're not going to get the same draw, first of all, because the hype is not as big as it was during the time of Khabib.
Well, so this is the thing, man. I'm thinking it's like, all right, I understand the gate, they lose a ton of money if they don't have fans. So maybe this is why they're proposing the Cowboy Stadium because at least you get 50%, but you're in a stadium. You know, you still have floors and you have seats. Now, regardless, you know, during the pandemic, combat sports are like on fire right now. It's a hot thing right now. Yep. So even if they don't have that many fans at the arena, I feel like the amount of people that are going to buy the fight, especially for a Conor McGregor fight, like that's an event on its own. Yeah. They would have a lot more buys, and this would be the top fight of 2020 if they were to have it in 2020. Or 2021 because there's no one doing anything. I
mean, maybe it's just because I personally don't understand the ratio when it comes down to pay-per-view buys. I don't know what the contracts clearly state. You know, I really don't know what the, ratio of revenue is, how much Conor's going to generate, how much they actually get from it. These are all major factors on an event, that involves Conor McGregor. But at the end of the day, I think it's really not as difficult as they're making it out to be. I think the most simplest thing to do is find a date, which they did, get them to agree, and then get them to sign those papers.
Yeah, Dana White said this is a take it or leave it deal. Yes or no answer. There's no negotiating now.
I love that. At this point, although McGregor's your biggest draw, you kind of have to give him an ultimatum, right? It's like when your only child acts a fool, right? And you're like, look, it's either you're going to do this and you're going to get this result, or you're going to do this and you're going to get this result. Take it or leave it.
You know, it's funny because I feel Conor had so much pull before this, the shutdowns, the pandemic and everything. But Adesanya just blew one of his records, right?
Yep.
On his last fight with with Costa.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like everyone's starting to pick up, Conor's, I guess slacking the draws, I guess you would say.
That's what I'm saying. The draw's not as big as when it was the Khabib time. So this is what Conor has to do. He's got to come in here. Okay, he didn't do much when you pick up a fight against Cowboy. That doesn't do much for the legacy and the momentum, right? You take a fight against the El Diamante.
The diamond.
You know what I'm saying? You take a fight against that guy. It does say a lot for your legacy because you did beat this guy before, and
I believe
you guys are both at different times and positions in your career.
Yeah.
Now's the time to beat him again and in dominant fashion.
He beat him at 145, and when I feel like Conor was cutting a buttload of weight, I believe they're both at natural weight right now at 155. So this will be a way better fight than it was in the first go,
I agree. So. And this is what Conor has to do to get back to that state of top tier, where he's going to generate the most revenue, where he's peaking,
Yeah.
Because we've all had our taste of proper 12, okay? We've all seen him fight Floyd Mayweather. So it's really hard for this guy to peak. Where's the peak? Has it already happened?
Maybe.
I believe so.
It could have been after the Mayweather fight because once you make that type of money and you don't consistently make that type of money, like Mayweather, once he made 100 mil, pretty much all his fights after that were 100 mils,
Right, but he didn't really reach his financial peak until he fought Conor McGregor. I don't think he's made any.
Who?
Floyd Mayweather.
Dude, Pacquiao. He made more money with Pacquiao than Mayweather.
Okay.
Or McGregor, I should say.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But then he spent it all. It all. and it's gone. All right, enough about that. I'm just saying, make this fight. Everybody says yes until it's written on paper.
You know what's funny? It seems like such a lifetime away, January 23rd, but I'm like, dude, we're only a couple months away. We're at the end of October already.
Well, I don't mind it coming by kind of slow because January, February, and March and April and May, they're all tough times for me because of birthdays.
Christmas. Get kids gifts. You know what? January's such a good time.
It never ends.
Hold up. You can get your second tax income around that time. Get that money.
That is very true as well. I wasn't so excited
business
last
sense,
year.
It makes sense to make it in January. It doesn't make sense to have it before that.
I understand. I guess it's just because last year I went exempt a little too long, and so I had to pay a little bit. So tax season doesn't quite excite me because I really just don't know what I'm entitled to at the end of the year. So I get a little nervous.
Hey, you gotta get kids, bro. No, I was kidding.
I mean, shoot, we're gonna knock on wood.
Dude, have your own business. Have all kinds of write-offs.
I think right now, my sole focus is just being the freshest foo I can be, and then from there, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, man. You're already there, bro. You're already
there.
Oh,
thanks, guy. You don't got to butter me up, bro.
All right, we got some Adesanya updates, and this is Dana White on potential opponents for Adesanya. He says the winner of Cannonier and Whittaker should get the next shot. You could look at Blachowicz fight and say, oh, that's fun too. John Jones is fun. I'm kind of glad he's acknowledging that. Yeah. Adesanya got a lot of options.
Yeah. No, he definitely is acknowledging that. Because he knows that would make the company so much money.
Yeah. You know what's funny? It's that I'm finally glad Dana White's saying, John Jones is an option when he wasn't even entertaining that for the longest.
Right. Well, at this point, Adesanya is kind of rooting for it. I think all parties involved know the benefits of what can come from that. It would be dumb to ignore it. I think what he's doing is just keeping that fuel burning, keeping it on a nice simmer. Hey, even the boss man's entertaining this. Let's keep this on the back burner.
Well, he has to entertain because now Adesanya is the biggest star. He's a bigger star than McGregor, considering McGregor hasn't fought this year,
Correct, and he's from overseas, so he has that pool in
Abu Dhabi.
Australia, New Zealand, everywhere. Whether they like him, hate him, they're gonna watch.
Yeah,
they're gonna tune in.
Yeah.
Now, I think honestly, what I can see happening with Adesanya, I know he wants to defend the belt a couple times, but this is where I would like to see the trajectory of his career. I would like to see him go up, fight at light heavyweight.
You want him to go to light heavyweight?
Fight Blachowicz, take that belt. And then,
hold on, man. We're getting dangerous territory right now.
And then go up to heavyweight.
So he says
and take on John Mother-Lovin' Jones.
So, dude, that's such a huge difference in weight. I think they should fight at light heavyweight because John Jones can make that weight.
Styles makes fights.
Can move up.
Styles makes fights. And let me just say this. This is why I think he can do it and why he should do it. The technique and the style of his fighting is essentially the type of fighting style that can be a Blachowicz, that can be.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
Some of these heavyweights. So that's why I say I know it's a big gap and it's a lot of muscle.
Now the only reason I'm saying kind of hold off on that one because the potential of the big money fight that everyone's talking about is Adesanya and Jones. Now,
right,
if you gamble how this year's been going, the underdogs are winning. For the most part. So
right.
You're gambling.
You got to fill the gap, though, because Jones is now technically a heavyweight.
Now, I would kind of like Adesanya just to wait till, if you pull up the next slide, he kind of touches on this. You want to read it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So in quotations, I've said it already. I will fight John Jones International Fight Week 2021. He's still trying to make it happen ASAP. I've written my own story this far. I'm not going to let anyone force my hand. He's the one saying, is he ready? Maybe he should ask Eugene Behrman. Motherfucker, ask yourself, are you really ready to move up to heavyweight? You've been teasing that since 2013 and you ain't done shit.
Damn, that's an Adesanya. But that's what I'm saying. He's obviously John Jones knows how to play the game. Right. Adesanya is new to the game as far as, the business aspects of the UFC. I think he should take the fight of Whittaker or Cannonier. Because I would feel like that would be, not saying, not just not saying it's not like easier fight
for legacy purposes.
Yeah, just finish out the division. If you want to give Whittaker, if Whittaker wins in dominating fashion, yeah, then run that back. I feel like that would give them enough time to heal after this fight. Because let's say Adesanya fights in January as well. You still have a couple months to heal up for International Fight Week. Then you have the mega fight versus John Jones. Now, if you put him straight with a light heavyweight like John, Blachowicz, he could risk getting KO'd.
He can. But
that's what I'm saying, though.
We all risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, but not, dude.
We all do it all for the cookie.
Dude, when you have that big of a fight, you kind of have to hold off. Like, I would hold off. Like, they messed up with Holly Holm versus Rousey, that rematch, second one, because Holly Holm wanted to fight right away. I'm like, dude.
I honestly think we're at a different position when it comes to Adesanya.
No, but so John Jones versus Silva lost. I mean, dude, you risk the potential of losing these mega fights.
You do.
And I feel like, dude, Raider Stadium 2021, dude, that's not even that far away.
It's not. It's not.
Pump the brakes and then,
I just feel like you have to bridge the gap, and there has to be a transition that makes sense, because John Jones is at heavyweight and Adesanya is a middleweight. So the gap has to be bridged. And so for me, it is, okay, so what is the best way logically, or, I guess true to the sport? What is the best way? Now, obviously, this is the UFC. They can do what they want.
Oh, they do. They do exactly what they
want.
Even Dana White said the belts don't even matter, bro.
I'm okay with that. But my issue is let's also be real here. Like, what I would like to see is, how can he bridge that gap? How can he bridge the gap?
Oh,
does he just go past
saying like
light heavyweight and go straight to heavyweight and meet John Jones?
No, you meet up at light heavyweight. You meet up at light heavyweight because
But do you think John's going to put on all that weight and then go back down?
Yeah. Heck yeah. You kidding me? Because it's slim pickings on heavyweight. He can put the weight back up and be fine at heavyweight.
Yeah, but it's hard, man. Once you put on that weight, I mean, don't you remember when John? Well, yeah, he did get back down. I guess.
Yeah.
He was bodybuilding.
Did you see him when he was doing the CrossFit?
All right, but you know what? If I'm being honest, I think he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, he was
due to him playing with his nose.
No, he did not lose a lot of weight.
That's how you lose a lot of muscle mass. Cocaine.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, I know. I've seen plenty of examples.
Dude, they have a mega fight in their hands right now for International Fight Week. And that's if they have things open. And let's say, fingers crossed, hopefully things do get open by mid next year. The Raider Stadium is perfect because you can still have open seating, open doors, or whatever you call it.
Now let me. Who do you put as the co-main? Who would you put as the main? Would you put Conor versus Khabib under that or over?
Well, Khabib. Speaking about that, Khabib doesn't even want to entertain that fight. Did you see Ariel Helwani and DC and Ariel Helwani show?
He's so back and forth though.
No, he said nah. He's not even entertaining that.
Yeah, but just a couple days prior to that, he did mention that he would. And it wasn't on like he has to win 10 fights. So this is my thing with Khabib. I think right now he's at an emotional state, and he may say one way or say another, but I don't think anything's really stone to rock, ink to paper.
Well, on the Conor fight, I think just right now he's just focused on Gaethje.
Right.
Because maybe that's what it is
and
right
of course,
now.
He doesn't want to give Conor any of that, any of his time.
Any of that hype, right now.
Right,
so.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's interesting because I really hope they have it International Fight Week. Adesanya's been talking about it. Jones down to do it. The only thing that scares me is that Adesanya wants a fight before that fight, and I'm like, yo, you gotta be 100% fresh to fight John Jones. And I don't know. Hopefully,
depends on the fight that he takes. I mean, if he takes Cannonier, I think he runs right through him.
Well, yeah. Well, if Cannonier knocks out Whittaker in devastating fashion this weekend, then I think he will get the next title shot, and that would be an easier fight than John Jones. But I don't know. I haven't seen Cannonier, fight in a while, so we'll see how that one goes.
We're talking about Adesanya. All right.
All right,
but
man.
Let's get back to a little bit about Khabib and Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
So it looks like here Justin Gaethje had said a quote to the Morning Combat, which is, "I create damage. If I barely miss and I barely clip you, it's damage. Damage is done. And in a 25-minute fight, I will create damage one way or another." A thing about Tony Ferguson is Tony loves that. One thing I'm sure about Khabib is that he does not love that.
Yeah.
That was a pretty impactful statement. That rings true to me because Tony does embrace the suck. He will allow you to punch him in the face to then therefore close the gap or to get you into some sort of
Tony
guard.
gets caught pretty much in every or not get caught. He always
Dropped.
gets clipped or he gets rocked in a fight. Every single fight, I feel.
Yeah.
So that's not kind of like surprised that Justin Gaethje, did all that damage
Embraced
to him.
it. Yeah, you know that he had to embrace that.
And not only that, Tony Ferguson had such a long camp before he even got to Justin Gaethje. And Justin Gaethje was last minute replacement because Khabib fell out. So there were so many things that happened in that fight where it kind of just lined up for Gaethje to win it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean, it was his fight to lose. But this is the thing, is that we've not seen Khabib tested like we've seen Tony tested. He's not been hurt. He's not been mauled like he does to everybody. So this is a chance for Gaethje to actually put in that damage on somebody that's never felt that. And this is the question. Can Khabib withstand that damage? Can he respond? And can he do his game plan? Because we all know what's coming.
Yeah, it's
Every
the same.
Every single person knows.
Yeah, it's the wrestling.
It's the wrestling, but not only the wrestling. I'm going to get you against the cage. I'm gonna disable you. I'm going to maul you.
Yeah.
I'm going to continuously just grab you and drain you.
Yeah, man. It's going to be an exciting fight this weekend. And Khabib had posted on, I believe it was Instagram?
Yeah, it was on Instagram.
And he says it was a hard training camp, both physically and physiologically?
Psychologically.
Oh, my God. Tongue twister. All right. No one can stop the time and return the former. Only patience and hard work will help us. It was hard training camp, honestly, mentally and physically, but no one can stop time. Only patience and hard work will help us. Now, I think some things got lost in translation there, and plus my reading ability just went out the window when I hit that wall of psychologically.
We're talking about a guy who speaks Russian as his first language, so it's definitely the language barrier. But essentially, what he was saying was this was a very difficult training camp on him physically, mentally, emotionally, and the only thing that can get him back to, I guess, his former self is patience and hard work.
Yeah.
And he just continued to reiterate that, no one can stop time, but hard work is going to help.
Yeah.
So I think what he's saying here is that, of course, he's not where he was at, because at that time with his father, he was at the top mentally, physically, emotionally, at his peak. And of course, taking a loss like that, you're never going to be quite where you were. But I think what he's saying is he's embracing that he doesn't feel he's the same. But he knows that he's going to put in the hard work, and hopefully the result will come. And that's from his side. Now, if I'm being honest with you, I'm picking Gaethje.
I mean, we can make picks towards the end, but
we're going to save that.
Yeah, we have continue the Khabib updates and Justin Gaethje. Javier Mendez, Justin Gaethje, talking on Justin Gaethje's wrestling. Javier Mendez was Khabib's trainer. Right, if I'm not mistaken, Khabib's trainer alongside Khabib's father.
Right, his head coach.
Yeah, so he's Javier Mendez says he's tough to take down. So let's see what happens. I don't think it's going to be as hard as he thinks. It is possible that it's tough to take him down.
Ah, my goodness. Well,
because he's saying
can we argue with that? It's kind of hard, right? Because Khabib's taken down every single person that he's faced.
Yeah. Now Gaethje has been wrestling since he was a child, though.
And not only wrestling, but wrestling the type of way that you bounce back up. You're not going to hold him down. If you get a takedown, you are going to have to earn it, hold it down, because you ain't getting it back. He's going to pop right back up. So that's the kind of style that Gaethje has with his wrestling, which I think works in his favor against someone like Khabib, because Khabib's going to ankle lock you. He's going to ankle pick you.
Yeah.
He's going for the ankles. That's how he's going to get you down. And at that point, how do you, a lot of the time they score those takedowns super significant, but if you're able to bounce right back up, everybody knows that takedown wasn't as good as the perception is.
Yeah. If I was Gaethje and I was training Gaethje, I'm like, yo, you're going to be in this position. Let's only put you in this position. Let's put you up against a fence. Let's grab your legs. Let's make sure.
Don't fix what's not broken.
Because Gaethje's, I'm assuming his striking is better than Khabib's. We haven't seen it. Obviously, we're going to see it this weekend, and we're going to have a better idea of where they both land in the striking and wrestling. Now, Gaethje's wrestling, he has been wrestling like since he was a kid. I don't think he was an Olympic wrestler, right?
No.
And so, if I'm not mistaken, there's like, well, in when they do the Olympics, the majority of the wrestlers are Dagestanian.
Pretty much.
So the majority of the champions. So I'm like, that's Khabib's game, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm hoping either Gaethje has enough in him to stop the takedowns and make it a striking battle. Because when you have two wrestlers, it ends up being a striking match.
This is literally going to be the determining factor of the fight. Is can Gaethje stop the takedown of Khabib? The attempts. If he can stop the takedown in the attempts, the fight swings so much in Gaethje's favor, it's almost kind of scary. Because literally that's Khabib's game. Now, yes, he has dropped Conor with the right hand, and that was kind of funny, right? Because nobody expected that out of Khabib. Nobody expects that stand-up. And honestly, I don't expect him to be anywhere near the same level as Gaethje in regards to the striking. So we have somebody who's going to literally rip your head off when it comes down to striking. We got somebody who's literally going to try to rip your legs off. So it's just a battle of styles, and he can cancel out that takedown attempt, and stop these takedowns, at least up until the third round, he has a good chance, man. He has a good chance to knock Khabib out or cause some major damage.
Out of everyone that's fought him, he has the best chance. And I kind of wish we had the Tony Ferguson fight, because Tony Ferguson
literally does have the best chance.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson.
That's the best style match.
Well, his jiu-jitsu, his striking on the ground.
That snap jiu-jitsu, bro.
Which is kind of crazy that Gaethje freaking almost knocked out Tony Ferguson. Pretty much made him quit.
Well, because Tony fell into the trap.
I think he just had way too long of a camp. He worked so hard. Eventually, he's just like, dude, I just want to get this over with.
Well, yeah, of course. But that's also the thing is like, but although that's the feeling, your fault. That's Gaethje's game plan. He knows he can outstrike you. He's stronger than you. He has a better chin. He knows. We all know.
Hold on, he almost got put to sleep.
But we're talking about Tony though. Tony gets clipped, dropped.
Yeah, but Tony
almost
put Justin Gaethje to sleep. Do you
No, I do acknowledge that.
Yeah,
I do acknowledge that. But what I'm saying is that we're talking about Tony, who gets dropped all the time.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see, man. This is gonna be a freaking interesting fight this weekend. We'll get
Tony. We love you, bro.
We love you. Trains out here in Cali, man. Come on.
Yeah, bro. No. Hey, no disrespect, bro. He's one of my favorite fighters. I got a picture with you.
Oh.
And I even said when I shook your hand, God damn, that dude's hand is so huge, bro. Because I weigh like 170 pounds. Okay, and this guy gets down to 55. He could grab my whole head, bro. Just grab it.
Yeah, he was a cool dude when we met him.
Yeah,
you remember he was signing the Conor McGregor Floyd poster? Yeah. And there's people in line, he was like, sign over Conor's face.
Yeah, they were.
He was such a nice guy. He was like, where do you want it, man? I was like, anywhere, man. Wherever the heck you want. I'm going to just have it saved.
He could have did it, man. He could have did it.
He did it. Anyways. Dude. A lot of respect. Well, we'll get into more of the UFC 254 towards the end of this episode, but let's acknowledge the fight recaps this weekend.
Let's get into it, please.
Oh my God, UFC Brian Ortega versus Korean Zombie, bro. Did you see this main event?
Yes, dude. I did. No, this was something that I've been trying to see for like a year and a half now, almost 2 years, and it finally came to fruition.
Dude, going into it, I thought Korean Zombie had the striking advantage, and Brian Ortega was going to go to the ground and try to submit him.
Yes.
Nope. Brian Ortega put freaking all the hands.
No, he flipped the script. First of all, he flipped the script by shaving his head. Okay, that was something that, I know my fiance was bummed out about. She's, she loves this guy. Like, everybody loves the Fabio hair,
Dude.
Even I like it, man. It was cool. But when I saw him shaved his head, now a lot of people had, yes, it was a hard fight training camp, a hard weight cut.
Weight cut, yeah. And then I had texted you. I was like, yo, he shaved his head. He's looking thin. And I was telling you, he just made 146, which is the limit.
And I do acknowledge that. I think, but like his reasoning and what he did with the hair, I think there was a little more prior thought to it. I think he had this idea prior, and it was just like I'm having these issues. Let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah, did you see the post-fight interview when he won? he was talking about like, there's a lot of people going. He was saying that he felt like shit going through the weight cut,
Right.
and he had gone to Children's Hospital. He's like, dude, I'm going through this, for a little bit. I'm gonna come out of it okay after the fight. But there's people that are going through this every day and they don't have a choice.
Yep.
So I think when he was going through that weight cut, it hit him really hard. And you know what? He was actually spinning some real stuff. It was like, yo, that is true. In the midst of all this stuff, the middle of the pandemic, all this other stuff, there's some people that are going through real stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, every single day.
You know what I'm saying? And then I have, I've kind of been through that with my son. And
Right.
And it's, you know what? When he mentioned that, I was like, yo, it kind of brought me back where I was like, yeah, there's other people that are going through way harder stuff. This is what we're going through right now. This whole, pandemic, the, politics, everything.
Yeah.
That is nothing compared to what you see at the hospitals when you see a kid fighting for his life,
Right. I mean, I don't think anything is as serious as your health.
No, it's not.
And your family.
And it's kind of like I'm kind of glad he brought that up because some people need like a reality check. Everyone's
a refresher.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get sucked into social media and how everybody's
why me? Why am I going through this?
And but like what everything's going on right now too.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's crazy because it's like you're either this side, but it's like I'm kind of glad Brian Ortega kind of put a reality check on everybody. Like, yo, there's a lot worse things that could happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think a lot of what I kind of take from it is, all this stuff's going on, right? Like this side, that side, all the division. But at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control, right? And that, first of all, is your attitude and your mindset. Yeah. And second of all, is your health. You got to, just remain focused and stick to the plan.
Yeah.
And so, it was a really nice refresher to see, like, hey, the only thing that is really serious, in this life is the time that we have.
Yeah. And I'm kind of glad he, like, opened some people's eyes because I saw that interview and I was like, yo, that's so true. It was like, yo, you know what? There's a lot worse things that could happen than what we're going through right now. Exactly. And hopefully someone else hears this and sees that interview. And, because like literally, because I remember when I would help out with my nonprofit, all these, kids recovering from cancer, it's a reminder like, yo, there's a lot more. It's funny because I'll go to my normal job and I hear people complaining about Kim and Kanye. And I'm like, yo, I'm not even exaggerating. There was an argument at work from two coworkers because of Kim Kardashian and all stuff, and I'm just listening, and I'm like, "Yo, you guys have no idea what real problems are, bro."
Yeah, man, no clue, man.
No clue. But I'm kind of glad Brian Ortega is the way he is and brought that. It wasn't even about himself after the fight. He was like, "Yo," he was like, "There's people going through a lot worse, and that's why I shaved my head." Gave it back, gave it to the kids.
I don't know if you even seen, man, but he even went up to the Korean at the end of the fight and said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And then Zombie slapped him. he gave him a little slap, and then they hugged. And that was like, it's just beautiful to me because, once again, the only thing that's serious in this life, man, is the time that we have. Like people get stressed out about a job and not being able to pay their bills. And, at the end of the day, man, like money is only a portion to this life, like to be able to wake up and open your eyes and to speak and be able to move around. Like these are all things that we take for granted and we feel we're entitled to until it's taken from us.
Yes. And then, dude, I'm telling you, until you get that feeling where you feel like hopeless and you have nowhere to go, like when you're in that hospital and you're just seeing everything, it's a reality check. It's a reality because, everything's continuing and everyone's flipping out about whatever.
Yeah, life don't stop.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad he said that. It was just kind of like, dude, maybe that's what I needed to hear. That's what I needed to hear, or whatever.
I think we all could use that.
You know what I'm saying? Little humbling pie, if you would say, right?
It's the best.
It's the best. So
tastes the best.
But
so after the fight, it looks like a couple of people wanted to get their little Twitter fingers on, and Senor Alex Volkanovski,
the current champ
at
145,
yes sir, said finally we have some direction in the division. Get in there. Oh, my goodness. What a rookie move. All right, so.
What are you doing, OJ
right, guys,
Smooth?
I'll be honest. I forgot my laptop at my job.
Tell the whole story? Okay.
At my job. So we resolved the issue by using my phone. So that's why I have it here. I know it looks a little unprofessional, but I swear I apologize. This won't happen again.
Dang, rookie.
We're going to run that back. Finally, we have some direction in the division. Get in there and take that number 1 spot. That's all I wanted.
Dude.
Hashtag UFC Fight Island 6.
Yo, I'm not even going to lie. I'm kind of pulling for Brian Ortega. If they make that fight happen, I'm rooting for Brian Ortega all day because I feel like Max Holloway got robbed those 2 times
100%
when he got fight. So if Brian wins and they run that back with Max Holloway, Brian Ortega versus Max, take my money. I don't even care where it's at. Take my money.
Yep, just dig in the pocket. You can have the wallet. No, that's definitely... This is nice because although I do believe Max Holloway should get that fight and run it back, if we're going to clear up the division a little bit and Brian Ortega is the number 1 contender, I would not mind seeing the Volkanovski versus, Ortega fight. And I can't even lie. I would be okay with seeing Ortega and Holloway running back right now too. I know that keeps Volkanovski on the side, right?
No, man. I think.
But you want to talk about a true number 1 contender? That's the fight that needs to happen.
But so what happens again? Max wins the fight, but the judges give it to Alex for the 3rd time. No, man. I kind of feel like let Brian Ortega get the chance. If not, then make the Max Holloway fight out there because that fight will still be there after the fact. Yeah. So give Brian Ortega because if you get Brian Ortega versus Max afterwards, right? Yeah. That would be a bigger fight.
I'm tired of not seeing my boy, the Flying Hawaiian, out there, man. I miss my boy Max, and he got robbed 2 times. So I'm bummed out, and that's why I'm pushing for him. I think he deserves the biggest fights, the biggest names, and I honestly think he was the best featherweight of all time.
I think he still is, dude.
Still is. Yeah, I don't think anybody's beat him. I mean, I don't think anybody's took that spot.
Technically, yeah.
All right, dude. Okay, I don't think anybody's taken that spot of the best featherweight of all time. But, I mean, if Volkanovski can knock him out in the 3rd fight, then all right, it's game over.
Oh, but that ain't going to happen, though.
Well, that's right, because Max Holloway's going to put the knuckles on him.
But that's what I'm saying. Give Ortega a chance. Let him get the belt.
Let him choke out Volkanovski.
Then that fight with Max Holloway is way bigger. It's not a fight night. It's a way bigger fight. It's a title fight. Put that on the undercard of Jones Adesanya. You're welcome.
I think I'm just being a little impatient.
You're welcome.
We got Sean Shelby Jr. over here making fights, boy.
Dude, well, after the fight, Korean Zombie says, he's like, I don't remember rounds 1, 3, 4, 5. I don't remember. But it's so amazing to see you fighting. Haha. I have to find out why I lost when I lost the game. The opponent was too high south. I was supposed to attract my opponent when I was in the middle of the day. But I'm just a fool who hit such a elbow. Ortega did so well, and it's just that I'm so ashamed of myself right now. Thank you for your support, though. Sorry. Dude, he took that way harder than I anticipated,
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure he had a lot of people that were... expecting him to represent them and kind of just like how, the good guy versus the bad guy aspect, I guess. I took a lot of pressure.
Ortega's not the bad guy, though.
No, but he was the one who slapped his friend, so therefore he seems like a bad guy, right? There's a lot of bad blood that came in between this fight.
But in his culture, it's all about respect and everything, right? So I think they were expecting him to, win after all the disrespect that happened in between Ortega and the interpreter. But, dude, when he got hit in the elbow with the elbow in the 2nd round,
that was the game changer.
The start of the 3rd round, he was smacking his jaw like, dude, wake up, type of like that. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
So, Korean Zama smacked his jaw and he was like trying to click it. And you could tell he was concussed, dude. I was like, yo, Ortega. And what's crazy is the same shot almost put him out. The same shot that Yair Rodriguez hit him with the elbow.
That elbow, man.
That same elbow by Ortega almost put Korean Zombie out.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, there has to be something with the spinning elbows, or maybe he just didn't anticipate that from Brian Ortega, because Brian Ortega doesn't do those type of flashy moves, I guess you would say.
I mean, there may be something that they see where he keeps his hands down. Like, for example, maybe
when he fights in the pocket?
Exactly. If the distance is closed and, he's on the defensive, he may put his hands down. I don't know. I don't really focus and study that much on his fights. But there has to be something there because they both threw those elbows. And I mean, even with the Yair Rodriguez elbow, I think that was still something that might have been in the game plan.
Well,
I don't think it was just something that you just pull out the back pocket.
Yeah, no, he actually threw that elbow about 2 or 3 times in that fight.
Right.
It just so happened he ended up landing at the last one.
Right. So that's where, to me, I think there may be just some sort of game plan against that. But to get back to the response, I definitely appreciate. Oh my God, I hit puberty late. I appreciate. I appreciate that he does acknowledge that. When how he was supposed to attract the opponent and how it kind of resulted was much different because you can see Ortega was not falling for none of it. He was standing up, striking with him. He knew he could outstrike him, and then he knew as soon as he took him down to the ground that threat was there, and he didn't even have to threaten it.
Yeah,
and that's why he stays standing up. So it is kind of sad to see him take it like this.
Well, I mean,
I do think that he put up a pretty good fight. I can't lie to you; it was a good fight. I mean, he did, give Brian Ortega a run for his money, but it was definitely a one-sided fight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brian Ortega's trained on his striking. I believe he brought in Muay Thai strikers to advance his striking. Yeah. Because after the Max Holloway fight, he was like, "Yo, I need to change something up. I need to improve my striking." So he actually hired more Muay Thai kickboxers to get the striking better. Not just boxers, just a little bit of everything. Right.
And now that they got that one fight under their belt and they got that new team kind of chugging along.
Yeah.
They were mentioned the potential rematch for that former champ Max Holloway fight, and Brian Ortega's response was it would just look different. I'm not here to promote anything and say this or that. I just know I'm a better fighter than I was when I fought him, and it would go a lot different. And I honestly believe that. I mean, to see how he fought this fight against Zombie, who's a striker, it was eye-opening. You definitely seen like, okay, improved. This guy, he came back and he didn't miss a step. He actually took a step forward. So now it's the excitement, the bubbles start percolating. We're excited to see the potential for him against Max Holloway, against Alexander Volkanovski.
I think the gap got closer with the striking ability with Ortega and Max.
Yes.
Now I think Max striking is still a little bit better, but we'll see. That 100%. Rematch will be dope to see. But I want to see Ortega go for the belt. Yeah. And if he doesn't win that, then set the rematch up with Max Holloway and him, and then have another number 1 contender spot.
A lot of potential there.
Yeah,
absolutely. So if we can get a little more into the fight recaps, let's talk about the boxing fight.
Yeah, the boxing fight that happened, because if you were watching the fights on ESPN, they timed it perfectly where you could still watch 3 fights of the boxing match right afterwards.
Right.
Now, Lopez ended up winning. We got that wrong. Big time, dude. I was going for Lomachenko, and I thought it was going to be an easy win for him.
Yeah.
Heck no, man.
No.
Lopez put in work, and I'm glad that he won because, dude, it was such a one-sided fight. And did you see the betting odds on Lopez?
Yeah, it was like extremely one-sided. I mean, you could have, like, you were breaking it down to me. You could have made so much money.
Yeah.
That I should have put $50 on Lopez.
Seriously, you would have put $50. You would have came out like a couple thousand on top, easy. Like
I wouldn't know what to do.
Like close to 2,000.
I wouldn't know what to do.
And I honestly regret not putting money on it because I was like, you know what, it's gonna be such an easy fight. I feel like I'm gonna throw money away. And then I look back right now. I'm like, dude, I could have just done it. I could the potential of winning so much money off of a small bet.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20.
Anyways, he made history. He's
big time.
23 years old, the youngest 4-belt champion in boxing history, and the only 4-belt champion in lightweight division history.
That's big time,
dude. And I'm kind of glad they did this because he's the undisputed lightweight champion.
A lot of people will say that, right? Like you hear Bruce Buffer say undisputed, even though that this.
No, he's officially undisputed.
No. Listen, I'm saying like they'll introduce a champion where this is his first title defense, and they'll say undisputed as of right now. But this is the legitimate undisputed 4-belt champion in the lightweight division, and this is something that boxing really needs because
they need to unify those
Vasyl
damn belts.
Lomachenko is a big name.
Yeah.
most people know him, right? So for a cat who's 23 years old to come in here and do the damn thing and take that man's belts in freaking amazing fashion, that just says a lot that, this sport can have a potential to bounce back. These guys that are big time, that are holding down the divisions, that have all these belts, they can come in and get smacked around by a little 23-year-old.
Dude, I was so me and my pops made a bet, and I was like, Dad, who do you want to go for? You can pick whoever you want. He's like, Mexican all day. And I was like, Dad, Lomachenko has so many wins. Like, are you sure you want to make the bet? He's like, Mexican all day. I was like, all right, Dad. Dude, he was so crunk after this fight. He was like, get him. He's like, get Lomachenko. I was like, Dad, chill.
You're like, Dad, I'm gonna lose money. Chill.
It's like my dad is holding his granddaughter. He's like, get him. I was like, you're gonna wake the baby. He's like, get him. I was like,
it's worth it.
Oh man, he was so hyped. I was so glad that I was in Texas watching with my brother, my dad. It was dope just to see that type of fight. And I'm telling you, I have not seen a boxing fight this exciting in such a long time.
Yeah, man,
dude.
it was good watching. It really was.
Man.
And looks like Teofimo had a response after about remaining a risk-taking champion.
Yeah.
And he discloses, I'm not here to pick and choose who I want to fight because I want to keep my O and defend my title. Everybody wants to be like Mayweather. In order to be like Mayweather, you got to fight like Pretty Boy Floyd first. You got to fight those guys that they don't think you'll beat. And that's
surreal, dude.
And that's real, bro. And this is the thing. A lot of people don't acknowledge the Pretty Boy Floyd era. They want to talk about Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
But he wasn't making shmoney like he is now,
Up until he got to the fight with De La Hoya.
Which was controversial.
You think so?
To some. I don't necessarily think so. I think De La Hoya did a good job. But
I think he was just hitting shoulders.
Exactly.
It was a bunch of like, I want to say rabbit punching, but it was
I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest De La Hoya fan.
Yeah. It's funny because I was a kid when I saw that fight, and my pops was like, oh, we're going to go over to this house and we're going to watch this fight. I was like, all right, cool. They're like, who do you think is going to win? I was like, oh, Mayweather's going to win. They're like, what? You're going against De La Hoya? I was like, yeah, man. I'm
all day.
All day. And then he ended up winning. And, dude, look at that vicious uppercut.
That's nasty.
Dude.
That's nasty.
And this is what I didn't understand. I understand Lomachenko is a slow starter, and I've seen him fight plenty of times. This was the second time that he's fought on my birthday, and the same thing happened in the first fight. He's a slow starter, and I thought after the second, third round, he was going to start picking it up, because I know he takes the first round off.
Right.
I know he does the same thing as Mayweather does.
Yeah.
And when I saw Lopez was banking the rounds, and I'm like, we're already 6 rounds deep, and I'm like, yo, I don't think Lopez has won a round yet. And I believe Andre Ward gave him like the second round.
Yeah, it was the second round.
Something like that. And I was like, I mean, that was close, but I'm still giving it to Lopez. I'm like, dude, I'm seeing 6-0 right now. And which pretty much
I had it 5-1 going into that.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. And then as the fight continues, I'm like, yo, Lopez still making it in rounds. And granted, I think I'm in the round 9th or 10th. He got rocked,
yeah,
but he wasn't got dropped, but he got rocked, and I was like, ooh, this is where Lomachenko's coming back, and that's where the fight got even more exciting, because I was like, yo, Lomachenko's he's like throwing just caution to the wind. He's like, I need to get a knockout, or I'm going to lose.
Yep.
And I was kind of shocked when the judges, I mean, we broke down the score. I think
the scorecard was way wrong.
You thought they were way wrong?
119 to 109.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They gave him like 10 rounds or something.
That's what I'm saying. It was way off. Literally, I was looking over at my brother-in-law, and I saw him, if going into the 12th, I was like, this could be a pretty close fight, man. This could.
You were thinking it could have been a draw?
I hate using that word, but I was like, it can be close. Now, it just depended on what happened in that 12th. And in that 12th round, Teofimo Lopez, put the pedal to the metal.
Dude, so this is the thing. I was like, oh, you know what? It's Vegas. I was trying to think it's boxing, because obviously we know boxing is a little biased towards the champions. Yep. So, and then the judging, I was like, you know what? Because I was talking to one of my brother's coworkers, and he was saying like, oh, you know what? It might go to Lomachenko, or it more possibly is going to go to a draw. And I was like, but Lopez, I guarantee he won that fight. He's like, yeah, but you know how Vegas is. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
And so I'm looking at the odds. I'm like, dude, if it was a draw, it was like 22 to 1 odds. And I'm like,
even that's paying out.
Dude, can you imagine putting $100 on that?
Paid.
So I was like, okay, well, and they announced like, oh, Lopez won by decision. And they announced the scores. I was like, damn, they gave all those rounds to Lopez. And I'm like, and it's funny because I was telling everybody, yo, Lopez is up, like, has to be up 9 rounds.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yo, he has to be up 9 rounds. Like everyone's like, no, he's not. And I'm like, dude, he has to be dominating this fight. And I'm like, the more they were convincing me because of Vegas or boxing so damn crooked. I was like, you know what? It is boxing, but it was kind of refreshing to see. Well, I don't know.
I was just a little biased because I mean,
no, trust me, we
Lomachenko. So
I was too, but I was counting the rounds. I'm like, hold up, 6 rounds. In my eyes, I was like, yo, I gave him the first half easy.
The issue was Lomachenko didn't put it. He just wasn't throwing enough
waiting.
punches.
I didn't understand
enough.
Yeah, and I was like, this is the wrong dude to be coasting.
Yeah,
but yet he was
trying to see if he gets gassed.
He was on a 14-month layoff though. He hasn't fought in 14 months, so
he might not have just had that.
Yeah, he was
extra gear.
He had that rust, you would say, quote unquote,
ring
that
rust.
But granted, when you have that many fights, can you even call it ring rust? You know what I'm saying? Because he was training, so
it's true. Like, go ask Michael Jordan to shoot a shot. I bet you he won't miss.
Yeah. So
and he's an older guy.
So I don't know, man. When they announced it, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty close. I think they gave him one more round, but all right, that was pretty close.
Yeah, it was tough, man, because I thought it was a lot closer than the scorecards. And then when I saw them and they were just so inconsistent, I'm like, okay, we all were watching like a different fight.
Well, clearly, me and you had different point of views on that one,
right?
Too.
And we
were both going for Lomachenko.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, I guess I was just a little more focused on trying to see Loma and not quite focusing on Lopez and the work that he was doing in the middle rounds. But I don't know. I had it a lot closer than I thought. I looked over at my brother-in-law. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't like this. This is too close, you know? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I think Lomachenko's going to turn it up. And in that 12th round, he just couldn't get it done.
Dude, but when Lopez landed at that body shop and picked him up, I was talking to my brother's coworker, and he's like, nah, he was jumping out the way. I'm like, bro, that's a pretty big jump when you get hit to the body like that, bro.
Yeah, with the glove flush to your side. I don't know if that's considered jumping out the way.
Yeah, I don't think he was jumping. I think he got pushed out the way, bro.
Exactly. He got assisted out the way.
And I think that's what shocked Lopez because he didn't anticipate the speed and the power. Obviously, I think the power a little bit. I don't think he anticipated like, oh, damn, that's a hard shot. You know?
Yeah, man. I don't think he gave the kid the respect he deserved.
Yeah. So, and then, dude, he paid for it.
Yeah, he did. He lost all his belts.
Now, if let's say they do a rematch or they fight again, dude, that second fight is probably going to be way bigger than this one.
Oh, 100%. And I do think Lomachenko will do a lot better in the second fight.
And kudos to ESPN, man, for timing everything because trust me, I'm like, oh, man, I hope they don't have the fights overlapping each other.
ESPN is very intelligent in their strategy.
And not only that, because UFC is on fire with the ratings. With the ratings.
100%.
So not only that, you got UFC fans to watch boxing, and that's the perfect fight to get boxing to introduce them back into boxing because
it didn't let nobody down.
No, it didn't, dude. I was crunk watching that fight, dude. I was so happy it was like that. Because if it would have been Lomachenko dominating in the beginning, it would have been kind of boring. But when you have Lopez dominating the first half, you know Lomachenko has to put in all the work in that second half.
Right.
And that's what made it exciting. I'm pretty sure there's so many people who are like, oh, this fight was boring. Yada, yada.
Haters going to hate, potatoes going to potate.
Yeah.
I mean?
Anyway, man. Dude, kudos to Lopez, man, on that win.
Yeah,
dude.
shout out to Lopez. Hold it down, man. Hold it down. 23 years old. Let's see you hold down that division.
Dude, seriously,
man. He was talking about already going up, too.
Yeah, he is getting more belts. I'm like, you know what?
Run it.
And when they were facing up, I felt like Lomachenko was like, yo, you look tiny compared to this boy right here.
That dude was kind of big, though. Lopez, you looked a little bigger than Lomachenko.
Yeah, easily. He looked like a different weight class. So if he is going to go up in weight class, go get them other belts then. Unify it. Help boxing out because they have way too many belts, I feel.
Yeah, take over.
Get all the belts, man.
We're not here to take parts. We're here to take over.
Well, back to the UFC then. So let's make some UFC announcements.
Yeah, we'll make a little fight announcement. So it looks like here, Hall and Silva. This is the card for the Halloween card.
Yes.
This is the flyer here. Looks pretty sick. Look, glitching in the Matrix kind of thing.
I like it. I wonder if this is going to be Silva's last fight, though.
I hope it is.
You think so, really?
Yeah, man. It's time to ride off in the sunset. Damn. Get that dub over Uriah Hall because that's a extremely difficult opponent. and
Oh yeah.
take that dub. And
I thought you were gonna
go,
say that was an easy opponent. Like get the dub.
Nah,
I was
man,
like,
no. You're right, Hall scary.
yeah.
But get that dub, earn it, and then sayonara. We'll smell you. You know.
Nah.
Look, brother. Every dog has his day.
I know. I want to see him right off in the sunset with a win. Yeah. Too.
And somebody else who I would like to see right off in the sunset pretty dang soon would be this next fight here on November 7th. Glover Teixeira versus Santos.
Why?
Now,
Why Teixeira? Why do you want to see him retire? He's been winning his last couple fights.
Now's the time. Look, I'm a big advocate, and right now at the top, boy. I mean, the all the best do it. Look at Triple C. I'm just kidding.
Triple C. I was like, who are you talking about?
Cejudo, boy. He did retire on top, dude. Did retire on top. This is my thing. Just you got to know when to call it, and to take these L's, and to put yourself through these things. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't think taking a fight and taking a loss is worth it after a while, right? After you've made the money and you've done your time in there, if you know you're going to lose, I don't think you should take that fight.
Well, I don't think Teixeira would take this fight if he knows he's going to lose.
Bro, Thiago Santos, bro.
You think he's going to KO him? Dang.
Almost had a seizure right here. Listen, this is going to be so bad.
Dude, the disrespect on Teixeira's freaking boxing
It's
ability.
real, bro. I mean, he has great boxing ability. I don't see him
You think he'll match Santos' power?
Nah, man. Look at what Santos did against John Jones. He was able to put fear in John Jones. If John Jones stood across from Glover Teixeira, he'd probably look at him like easy money. Dead meat, boy.
Really? Damn.
Man, boy.
I don't know, man. Teixeira's been looking pretty good in his last recent fight. So
this is where I say this is the time, brother. This is the time.
Maybe so, man. But I'm still not counting him out, but we'll see. I dig the poster though.
Weidman too. While you're at it, while all these other guys are on their way,
dang,
show you the door. I'm just saying. They're talking about giving Weidman Khamzat. If they give Khamzat to Weidman,
no, didn't they already announce Michael Chiesa? I
don't know if it was official. No,
Khamzat was like, "Yo, after Chiesa, anyone else can get it."
Well, I saw that they did a little fake face off, but Chiesa said that Khamzat has to have a number in front of him first. Because I just saw an interview with Chiesa and the Schmo.
The Schmo.
It's the Schmo and the Pro. I like that. I like how he's got that little. He can turn it on, turn it off. Yeah. But with that being said, I think if Khamzat gets in the cage with Weidman's in for a long night.
Nah, I think he would wrestle. But all right, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Make that fight happen and make me rich man.
We'll make a bet then. We'll make a bet.
Dana White, make me rich, please.
Next, we have a couple fights on the December 12th card at UFC 256 Las Vegas. That's coming back to Vegas. So this is Tecia Torres versus Angela Hill.
This is a good fight.
This is gonna be a really good fight. Both girls are leg striking. Angela Hill came off of a loss with Karate Hottie recently, but dude,
which was pretty dang close.
That was one of the. I could say that's probably could have been like could be a fight of the night contender maybe or
possibly.
I mean, it's up there. They put in work. Those two girls and Angela Hill. I mean, it could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way, and some say it did. It should have went the other way.
Yeah. And Tecia Torres, her nickname was a Tornado.
I believe so.
Something like that. So
yeah, she's solid, man. She's not an easy out.
Oh no, this is gonna be an exciting fight. And I don't know why I thought they already fight in Invicta before. I was like, yo, did they already fight, or was I thinking of
where's my boy Martin at for the fact check?
Thug Rose. I might be getting them confused. So I'm pretty sure I was like, yo, was it Thug Rose?
I won't do it.
What?
I'm gonna do it. Thug Rose.
Yo, I want to see Thug Rose come back, dude.
Man, I think it's gonna take a lot. She's the kind of person it's got to be worth it for, and she's got to. The card's got to be lined up.
Have you been hearing the what's her name? The champ,
Zhang
Wei Li.
Now that's a fight she'll come back for.
No, that's what I'm saying. Have you been hearing the rumors about that?
I think they're trying to make that fight. I think that's what I heard, but I don't know how close they are.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're close. They haven't announced it yet. It hasn't been leaked or anything, but That would be a dope fight if they make.
Yeah,
But
run that.
Tia Torres, Angela Hill to get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, I feel bad for Angela Hill because she's had some pretty good fights these last couple of fights, and things just haven't shooken her way. So let's see what she can do against Tisha Torres.
Well, Tia Torres is pretty cool too. She's
she's a stud, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one. And then the main event on that card is the bantamweight title bout, which was Peter Young versus Aljamain Sterling.
This is a good fight.
Yo.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You know what? I'm kind of favoring Sterling on this one, dude.
Yeah, I can't lie to you. I like Petre. He had an amazing run. He had a tear, got to the top, won the belt, won it in a good fashion. But this is Aljamain Sterling, who has been fighting and fighting for his chance.
He beat Jose Aldo for the belt because the belt was up for grabs, and it was going to be Jose Aldo versus him.
Yep.
And, he put work against Jose Aldo, man.
Yeah, he did. And now...
Not saying he's not a tough guy, but...
Jose Aldo is another guy. Probably time. With that being said, we'll get on his head another day. But I think this was Peter Yan's, it was his time when he got that belt, but I see Aljamain Sterling getting that belt and holding it down for a cool little minute because Aljamain Sterling is super technical, super powerful, has the ability to be able to wrestle with you, to be able to stand up with you. I mean, the game is there. He's pretty solid, complete. I don't know if Peter Yan's going to have what it takes.
I think it's going to be a really good competitive fight. Striking, because I don't think this is going to go to the ground whatsoever. And Sterling, I could see him winning on the outside.
Yeah, I think he's
If it goes inside the pocket, like if they're fighting within, I think that's Peter Young's world right there. But on the outside, I think Sterling might have a slight advantage.
I think he's going to keep that range. I think he's going to be able to create the distance and have just enough space to hurt Yan. Yeah. I do see that happening. Yeah. And I think he could withstand the damage that Jan's going to bring too.
That card's looking pretty good, man. December 12th card, that's going to look UFC 256. That one looks pretty good.
So that's the main event so far.
So far.
Yeah, they're going to add another one.
You don't think that's going to hold on to? Oh, no, yeah.
They're going to add another one. I just
don't think one more. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a great fight, but I don't think you can.
The Amanda Nunes versus was it Megan Anderson?
Megan, that's the same one too,
right?
I think.
So they're gonna stack that one. If I'm not mistaken, weren't they talking about three title fights on that one?
Yeah, I mean, so you do got to have Amanda Nunes as the main event, bro. She's the champ.
Yeah, so she might be in the main event. They're the co-main event, and if I don't know why. Who did I hear? Ariel Hawani talking about a third fight on that one?
They may be trying to make that fight.
I think they're trying to put a third one, but I forgot who. But we'll see. 2 title fights can't go wrong with that.
Usman.
No, Usman's off.
Yeah, he got pulled, so they're trying to.
Burns is not fighting either.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out this week. Right. It's funny because when we talk about it, all of a sudden all the news comes out.
Literally, that either within the hour or the next day, and we're like, man. Yo, stinking Siri was listening, bro.
Yeah.
Letting the UFC know about the Ringside Beer Show and what we got.
Yo. All right, let's get right into the fight this weekend. The fight that we've been waiting for, man. Khabib versus Gaethje.
Champion versus champion. Yo. This here determines who is going to run the division and who's going to call the shots. Because if Gaethje gets on top, he can start making some moves, man. He can start calling some people out. He could start his, reign of terror. You know
what I'm thinking? If Gaethje wins, hands down, Dustin gets put on the sidelines, and they would make the McGregor fight.
Oh, 100%. Because Gaethje's about that bread.
Yeah.
And he ain't never been paid like a Conor McGregor paid.
Yeah, they would
break out the red panties.
And I think that fight would be way harder for Conor to win.
100%.
But either way, I don't think Conor could win against either two. But his best chances will be with Gaethje because of the striking.
Conor's peaked, man. At this division, I think Conor has peaked.
We'll truly
do.
Now, you said you're going for Gaethje, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm kind of leaning over Khabib. Obviously, we both thought. We know what happened with Khabib's father. Khabib's been talking about he only wants 2 more fights and end at 30-0. Now, from what I was listening to, I believe it was Embedded or the Countdown. Khabib, his father made this plan of 30-0, and there's a dangerous when you keep a promise to when you're that close to your pops, and you make a promise, yo, that dude just
That's
became fucking super dangerous.
Yeah.
And
Well-
before I watched the countdown and everything, I was like, you know what? Khabib lost his dad. Is he mentally there and all this stuff? And then I listened to DC and Ariel, and I watched the countdown and everything. And DC brought up a very good point. I'm like, yo, he's keeping a fucking promise to his dad. That is a dangerous Khabib that Jason's about to face.
No, you're absolutely right. That's the thing that's kind of sitting at the bottom of my stomach.
Yeah. Now, it's going to be a good fight. Don't get me wrong. This fight is going to be a banger.
That's just a motivation that you can't compensate for.
Yeah. There's no way. I'm like, yo, when you go into a fight, you go in with like, oh, my pop's been there, all this stuff. He laid out this plan for me. He said I was going to retire at 30-0. I'm going to honor this. His Javier Mendez was his assistant coach, who's pretty much took on the father role of him, and they're going to stick to the same game plan. I'm like, yo, Khabib is keeping a promise to his dad, and this motherfucker's going to be dangerous as hell.
Yeah, and I think it's also scary that promise was made, because now Khabib kind of has to honor that, where he's going to take this fight against Gaethje. Let's just say, for figuratively speaking, he goes 29-0. Who's that final fight? Who's he going to fight?
Not Conor.
It probably isn't Conor.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Tony Ferguson.
Yep. And I would be happy just seeing that. And
God, dude. At that point,
Khabib
Khabib would have to retire, because there's no way that this fight happens and it goes all the way through. There's just no way.
If not Tony Ferguson, GSP.
Right.
Then you can have both of them retire, and then the division's up for grabs again.
Now, this is what you got to do. You have if this is Khabib's last fight, he can go into it being the lightweight champion, but they need to fight at 170.
No, absolutely not. They would have
they have to fight at 170, so that way GSP is not in any way, shape, or form diminished.
Yeah,
and Khabib, because like GSP said, he's not. There's no way the UFC is going to let him run away with that 55 belt.
No. So what the thing is, if Khabib wanted that for his legacy, then go for that, right? Because it doesn't matter who wins or loses, because the belt's going to be up for grabs after that. But if Khabib, obviously, if GSP says, no, I'm good, then yeah, have the final fight be Tony Ferguson. Finally, we get it.
Right.
Throw that also under the card of Adesanya and John Jones. Dude, you're welcome, man. I'm over here creating bangers. That International Fight Week, you're welcome.
That makes sense.
Yo.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, because honestly, International Fight Week, Tony would love to fight.
Tony, Khabib, biggest fight. That's it. International Fight Week, you're putting the biggest fight, Adesanya, Jones, Khabib, Tony Ferguson, and that's if Khabib wins. If Gaethje wins, Gaethje, Conor, have the headline.
Jean-Wei Lee Rose.
Oh, dude, and I'm done. And I'm spent, and take my money, and I'm going into debt, and I'm going to there. Yo, and with that being said, we're done. No, dude, straight up,
I'm retiring.
And I'm retired. Now, Khabib, but the thing is, though, he's keeping a promise. Now, that's a dangerous person. When you keep a promise to a family member, when that happens, there's a different type of animal that comes out. Yeah. Now, is there going to be too much pressure to keep that promise?
Nah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, is he going to be like, yo, I needed to go all at it?
What's pressure, brother?
And get reckless.
What's pressure, brother?
I don't know, but I'm kind of that's why I'm kind of favoring Khabib in this fight.
Yeah,
I know Gaethje is a dangerous opponent and everything. Trust me.
Yeah, I can see the pathway laid out for Khabib.
Yeah, I can see for both fighters. That's why this fight's so entertaining, because it could go either way. And I'm just seeing okay, Khabib's keeping a promise to his pops, and that's a dangerous motherfucker right there.
Yeah, man.
Gaethje could essentially balance out Khabib's wrestling. We don't know. Just saying, he could balance it out.
That's the hope.
And then it becomes a striking match where Gaethje has the advantage.
Yeah.
Now, I'm super crunk for this Saturday. Where are you watching the fight, bro?
At the old lady's house.
Old lady's house?
Well, actually, what we're doing is we're going out to L.A. because we're going to go to her grandmother's house for her grandma's party. So more than likely, I'll be watching it on my phone or on my MacBook. But I'm watching.
Oh, I'm watching. I'm pretty sure it's this Saturday. No, well, not no, but oh my God, no! It's recorded. It's my son's birthday. Hold up,
It's just all coming to him at one time, guys.
dude.
Excuse
I
him.
literally just put the time frame. It's no, that's Sunday. Okay, I'm messing up. Okay, so that's this Sunday. Saturday, I'm good. We're gonna watch the fights. I was gonna hold up. I'm gonna have to step away for a little bit and watch the main event.
Mason, we're gonna put your birthday on hold.
Dude, no, not even, because I remember for my daughter's birthday, it was the Conor McGregor Nate Diaz. This fight, when this fight landed, it was for my daughter's birthday weekend. Remember the pool party?
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I was like, told her, yo, we're gonna wrap this up around 7:00 when the pay per view starts.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, you cut it a little early, bro.
Yeah, I was like, nah, man.
We got plans.
I was like, yo, we're gonna smash the piñata. We're gonna open the gifts, and then we're gonna go right inside, guys. Right,
This guy wasn't even pulling the pinata at that point, just letting him hit it. No.
I was like, yo. I was like, hey, it's right there. Just hit it, bro. Oh man, all right, damn. So
before we sign off, can I
Yes.
just remind the people about the giveaway one more time?
hit them with the giveaway one more time.
Please, guys, how to participate? Just go to the Ringside Beer Show, on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Go ahead and go down to the newest video or any of your videos, because we want you to watch them all. Comment Khabib, and then please go to your social media. Just tag the Ringside Beer, and from there we're gonna go ahead and announce the winner on the 27th,
Which would be Tuesday.
Yes, which
next
would be that Tuesday. I cannot wait to see who wins this, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously, this is like one of his best artworks ever.
And trust me, your odds are extremely well to win this fight right now. I don't know what it is. Maybe we just hit traction on the last videos or what. Because the first giveaway we had a few people entering.
I've been thinking I'm gonna go stand on the side of the road, paint my pale canvas body, and we'll see what kind of revenue I could bring in there, what kind of views I could bring in.
We'll see, man. But
you like what you see? Tune into the Ringside Beer Show.
They were like, oh, don't give the. They were like, no, what the heck? No.
They're like, report.
No. But yes, if you guys know someone that wants a Khabib painting, tell your cousins, tell your family members, because I'm telling you, your odds of getting this painting are really good right now. So.
And he ain't gonna make another. It's one of one.
It's one of one. I ain't paying no more Khabibs. So.
No more Khabibs.
Yeah. So best luck, guys.
Yeah,
and on that note, we're signing off. And we appreciate you guys. We love you.
We love
on
you.
to the next episode, guys. Love you guys. Enjoy the fights.
Be ringside.
Ringside Beer. Later, guys.